The Nazis see World War II as a war between the Aryan master race, the Germans, and the lesser races, such as the Russians and other Slavs, and especially the Jews. For Heinrich Himmler, this is the final battle in a titanic conflict that's been going on for thousands of years.
As long as there have been men on Earth, the struggle between human races and subhuman races has been the historical norm. This Jewish-led war against the German people has belonged to the natural course of life on our planet as long back as we can see.
In Hitler's newly conquered territories, Himmler's SS are tasked with finishing this race war once and for all by exterminating the Jews. The Nazis call this the final solution.
They believe they were saving the human race by eliminating those people who were keeping it back from evolution. It's an astonishingly sinister concept, and all we have to do is look at the progress of the war to understand how seriously they took this concept.
The first mass killings take place in the forests of Eastern Europe in 1941. Himmler's SS task forces herd men, women, and children towards death pits and shoot them by the thousand without pause or pity. In a chilling speech made to SS officers in 1943, at the height of the Holocaust, Himmler tells his killers to be proud of their work.
Most of you will know what it means when 100 corpses are lying side by side, or 500, or 1,000. To have stuck that out and to have remained decent, that is what has made us tough. This is a glorious page in our history.
A letter by a 22-year-old SS recruit, Karl Kretschmer, to his family back in Germany, reveals his disgust at his own actions, but also shows how the Nazi Gospels strengthen his resolve.
I am in a very gloomy mood. I must pull myself out of it. The sight of the dead, including women and children, is not very cheering. It is a weakness not to be able to stand the sight of dead people. The best way of overcoming it is to do it more often. Then it becomes a habit. For the more one thinks about the whole business, the more one comes to the conclusion that it's the only thing we can do to safeguard unconditionally the security of our people and our future. Our faith in the Führer fulfills us and gives us the strength to carry out our difficult and thankless task.
The journey of young men like Kretschmer to the greatest evil imaginable is now complete.
I think the Nazi Gospels served as a motivator and as a means of justification. It justified spilling blood.
To take the pressure off the killing squads, the Nazi planners establish a more impersonal method of mass murder. A gigantic machine of trains, camps, and gas chambers. The Holocaust reaches its peak in 1944 as Hitler's Germany lurches towards defeat.
There was no military justification for for keeping the death camps running right up until the end of the war. That tremendous drain on resources made no sense militarily. And yet they kept it going. They kept it going till the very end. These were true believers. If you truly believed in this ideology, you had no problem with the death camps.
As the Allied armies advance on Germany from east and west, they find the camps. As the full extent of Nazi atrocities is revealed, a horrified world asks, why? It still does.
It's only recently that historians have looked at the belief system within the SS, but within National Socialism more generally, as motivating factors. That people actually, the killers actually believed in what they were doing.
Historians ought to know about life and why people do what they do, and especially why they're capable of doing those gruesome, horrible things. And that's an area that historians have not wanted to go to. They don't want to go into the bowel of the beast.
On April 30th, 1945, with the war lost, Adolf Hitler commits suicide at his bunker in Berlin. On May 22nd, Heinrich Himmler is captured by the British and charged with war crimes. But before he can face a court, he swallows a cyanide pill. The Nazi Gospels die with them. Surviving Nazi leaders are prosecuted for war crimes. The trials take place in Nuremberg, chosen because it was the site of the Nazi mass rallies a decade earlier. The war crimes trials help Germans face up to the atrocities committed in their name, and to begin to ask why so many of them put their faith in, or at least went along with, the Nazis' twisted dreams.
To understand what was happening in Germany between 33 and 45, the Nazi Gospels aren't just useful, they're absolutely essential.
Ideas do have consequences. Whether those ideas are bizarre or extreme or shabby or stupid or unbelievable, believe it, because people do believe in the unbelievable.
The power of evil and irrational ideas, and the way they can be used to try to justify terrible crimes, are the enduring testimony of the Nazi Gospels.